Have you ever seen the movie Signs with Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix, where they have that discussion on the couch about faith and whether or not you see signs in your life as just being random and coincidence, or if you believe that there is actually a higher source helping to orchestrate these signs as gifts of support. I love that movie. I've always loved that movie. And I think that it perfectly sums up something that you have to question in yourself. Which one are you? Do you believe that there are signs delivered to you as support, divine intervention? Or do you just not even notice or pass them off as a coincidence? Lucky, unlucky. I think now's a really good time to start believing and having faith. I don't think there's a better time than right now. Hi, and welcome back. It's August the 29th, 2025. It's 24 degrees out, so it's very refreshing and cool. The dogs and I have decided to come to a different area as we just follow the pole. Well, I follow the pole, seeing as how I'm driving the truck. They just come along for the ride. And it's funny that I say that, because that's something that has repeatedly been kind of going through my mind, is this idea that we are all just along for the ride. That someone else is driving the truck that we're all in, the bus, the car, and we're not meant to be focusing on the road straight ahead. We're meant to be like looking out the side windows and looking at the view and listening to the person who is driving direct our attention like a tour guide. Notice this, notice that. Look away from that. This is much better to look at. Taking away our free will. Or maybe we never had free will, and we're only just discovering this now, which is inadvertently creating free will. Because we're challenging the system. The tour guide's directions. And anytime you challenge or question an authority figure, you are considered a disruptor, an antagonist, someone who is not following along. It's upsetting the flow of what's been designed to happen. So when you think of it that way, that we've all just been on a bus and a crow just flew right over, love it. We've all just been on a bus heading to our destination, which no one even knows what that is. With a tour guide, we don't know. when did we hire this person? Did we hire this person? Is it a person? Is it an energy? What is it? Oh, and another crow. And so we're just starting actually to look around to see who's even on the bus with us. Who is on this bus with us? Are we on different buses? Are there many buses? And where are the buses going? Are they all going to the same place? Are they going to different places? Do we have different tour guides? Are some of us listening to the tour guides, like have earphones in and intently just taking it all in and not questioning anything? And are some of us, we've taken them out and we've put them down, and what we're noticing is there's a lot more going on. There's other voices. There's other experiences that are happening. And then we take the blinders off and we start to see that we're actually not even on a bus. We're not even on a bus. And we're not even moving. We're not going anywhere. We've been in a game that we've been playing along with, not even realizing we were in the game. And so as we, the ones who have taken our headphones out and the blinders off, and we realize that we're not even on a bus and there's actually no one around us, that it's just us, and that there isn't a voice telling us what to see, what to do, how to feel, what to think, what not to think. And that this concept of free will that we never really questioned, we believed we always were following it. Hear the crows? We always believed we were following it. So we, in so many cases, believed that we were manifesting and creating this destiny of ours. But having taken out the earphones and the blinders off and seeing what we see and noticing what we notice and hearing what we hear, we realize that the world around us is much larger than we ever could have imagined. It's far more diverse, and there are many different influences, energetic influences that have been guiding the perception of our reality. And so, as we kind of take a moment to accept and internalize this new perspective, we find ourselves wondering who we are, what we are. What are our memories for? What were the experiences that we have had, and did we even have them? Very existential type questions. And the answers don't come quickly, and they don't come easily, and we are left to sit in the feelings and process them in a way that is digestible. Allowing them to land where they need to land within us. Like throwing puzzle pieces on a table that have been shaken up. And as we look at the puzzle pieces, we move them into place. Not in any kind of hurry, just methodically. Noticing and moving and shifting and putting the pieces into place to create a bigger picture, an image of your life. And from the image, and from the pondering and the moving of the puzzle pieces, which are your memories, which are your experiences, moving them around and finding the place that they fit perfectly, we come to a place of really knowing who we are and what everything has been for. And in that moment of appreciation for all that you have survived, that you've created, that you've dismantled, that you have found a way through all of that, through the tears, through the happiness, through the shame and the regret and the guilt. Moving through all of those emotions and those memories which stir those emotions. And finding the place where they fit, that it makes sense suddenly why it worked out how it worked out. Why it had to happen in the first place. What came of that experience? Where did it lead you to? Who did you meet because of it? And what impact did it have on who you would become, who you are? And looking down at the image that you have so thoughtfully and carefully shifted into place, you are awakened. There was never a bus. There was never blinders. There was never headphones. There was never a tour guide. There were never people on that bus with you. It was all an internal knowing, memory. And that you have projected yourself into this time and place to make a new memory, to take that image with you and build from there. That's a lot of skills and experience to use, to be able to refer back to build off of. That makes you a fantastic creator, and one who will continue to be in co-creation with a higher source, other universal bodies that have always been present and around you and assisting and supporting and guiding you. And your new awareness that you've cultivated through all of those challenging experiences allows you to finally see and know who you soulfully are and what you are here to do. And the more of us who take the time to even consider, to question, to be curious about their lives and the experiences that they have had, and question who they are and what is their purpose and what was the reason for everything that they have gone through, the more people will have put together the pieces of their puzzle. And as we extend ourselves back, we start to see that everyone's individual puzzle is a piece of a much larger puzzle, each one fitting perfectly into another to create an even larger, global, universal image. And each one of those pieces fits perfectly into another puzzle. And it's endless. And so are the possibilities that we hold within us to be in co-creation with all that is. Limitless. So as much as you may be tired, you may be focusing on long term of how will I pay for this? How will I feed my children? My mortgage needs to be paid. My rent hasn't been paid. All of this stuff to do with money, to do with this old paradigm. It's the distraction from the tour bus. And when you realize that there is no tour guide, you didn't hire one, take the earphones out. Take your blinders off and start to think of your situation in a much bigger way, a broader perspective. Pull back to see the whole picture, to see your options, to allow yourselves more choices of ways to move yourself through the situation that you're in. Because I guarantee you, anytime that you feel stuck or stifled or suffocating, it's because you're not giving yourself enough air. You need to move back and take a breath so that you can really see all the options you have available to you. They may not solve what you see as all your problems at once, but everything is a step at a time. And taking that step creates that momentum, and it does shift your energy to feel like you are doing something as opposed to being stuck. And that's a huge psychological win. And the more that you emotionally connect with psychological wins and turn yourself inward to know that you are limitless possibilities, you will begin to feel better. And just remember, this is just one small little tiny moment in time. This little blueprint that's going to be part of another puzzle that will fit together perfectly, and you'll understand what all of this was for. Have faith in the process. Have faith in yourself. You've got this. I know you've got this. We're in this together. An example from my own life is when I was 10 years old, we moved to a house here in Kamloops. And we had moved a few times before that for my dad's job. And once we got to Kamloops, we moved into a house that was just 1 year old. And it had a big yard, but it was all not landscaped at all and not fenced or anything else. And kind of at the time in a more rural area of Kamloops. And almost immediately from being in that home, I began to have experiences. And one of those experiences was that I was taken from my room, out my window, and I was flown over top of Kamloops, and I could see all of the homes and the areas around. And I was terrified in that house. And I was terrified and had so many different experiences. But I don't remember much of my life before then. I remember very little tidbits, little memories that I put on my puzzle pieces that connect. And that memory of being taken out my window and astro flying or being flown around my neighborhood changed me. And that experience, as it would for anyone, and especially a child, I was 10, changed me. I was deathly afraid of my window. I always locked everything. I was very aware and hated going to bed at night because my dreams would be crazy. My experiences were nothing a child should dream, and especially in the 80s when we didn't have access to all of the, 70s and 80s, when we didn't have access to the kind of information and pictures and movies that kids do now. And why that's important right now in reference to the puzzle and it being a piece of my life is that since that time, there's been so many things now that make sense, looking at the whole big picture. And now we have interstellar objects that are being told are coming into our orbit, planetary alignments. I believe that they've always been here. It's just, again, another tour guide kind of message telling you, oh, hey, look over here, because the other things are already happening. They don't want you to see. And so I believe that that connection from my childhood, I've always been communicating with something from somewhere, a galactic whatever, and it feels like a family. And it feels like a family returning, and there's a sense of comfort with that. So my initial fear when I was a child has become a comfort, a familiarity. And I think that so many people are going to begin to sense that experience of comfort and familiarity the more that they put their puzzle together and they look at their experiences as a bigger picture, as the image, as the life, mission and purpose. Clarity, understanding, authenticity. So put your puzzle together, or at least begin to blow the dust off some of those memories and start to realize that they are there for a reason. The experience was meant for something, and likely for this moment in time, for you to step into your knowing of power. Knowing is power. Power is knowing. Step into it. We really need you to. We really need everyone who's awakened to step into their power. Until next time, everyone, stay safe and stay connected, and we'll see you really soon. Bye.